Hey guys, what's up? It is AJ here for another video. I know I've been gone for a while, and hypocritically, it's been on my spring break that I haven't just been like making videos. But I'm going to talk about why I really haven't, and that's why this sort of video is titled Depression. So, as you guys know, David and I have been experiencing some serious depression, and recently we actually took I guess you would say a depression test online. It's kind of one of those cheesy, take this amount of questions, and the questions were like, do you sleep well? Do you get distracted while reading a book? Do you lose total enjoyment from doing things that you love to do and that you achieve from? And we pretty much answered heck yes for all of those. And the reason why I'm making this video is to sort of just like understand what my situation is, and part of it is the fact that I wake up every morning, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna make 10 videos today, and I get to like the sort of later time in the day, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make a video, and I just feel kind of like sad in a way, and I don't know, like, here's my theory, and I want to know if this is correct, is I'm playing RuneScape way too much. When I came back to this game, I made a promise with myself that I would not play more than, say, an hour or two a day, and I would take my time, maybe someday get to max cape, do KK like maybe 3 hours, on the weekends, and, just have fun with it. And the point is, like, I think about myself, and it's like, what if I didn't play RuneScape? Well, how I would freaking play Call of Duty or something like that. I remember back in the day, the only reason why I really got back into RuneScape, from previously not, is strictly because I stopped playing game battles and like sort of cheesy stuff like that. I used to be a hardcore gamer, like COD player, or like Halo 3, Halo Reach, so on and so forth. And that was mainly because I freaking enjoy the entertainment. I mean, not the entertainment, the competition. I enjoyed communicating with teammates, and it was fun. It was like a hype. It's like, crap, we just beat a good team. Or like, dude, can we beat him? It was a mystery if you could beat any team, because you really did not know. But I stopped doing that because I realized I'm not gonna get sponsored, and I feel like a lot of things I did in life were because I wanted to make money. I used to make YouTube channels because I wanted to make money. I used to want to do COD because I want to make money. But to be honest, my dog is ripping up my carpet. Great. To be honest, it's never about the money. In life, you need to find a career that you're gonna love to do, no matter if you make good money or not. It's like being a teacher. If you love being a teacher but you don't get paid good money, it is what it is. But I want to dedicate this video to a guy named Love Before Lust. I'll highlight his name right there, Love Before Lust. Give him an ad to say thank you in the game. But he really brought to my attention that I was cranking out this game way too much, and he actually recommended to get my fire making to a 99 real quick he just recommended it. So that's what I'm doing right now, and you'll see I'll get that in just a second. I also hit 2200 total level, which is exciting. But he brought to my attention that there is absolutely no reason to get max cape fast. Keyword fast. He cranked his out from level, I think he said 2100 or 2000 total level to fully maxed out 25, I think 65 in 6 months. You heard me right, in 6 months. And he says that, I asked him, well, do you regret that? And there we go. That's cool. Anyways, do you regret that? And he said, absolutely. If he had to do it over again, he would not have cranked it out so fast. It was a waste of his time and his life. And I'm sure at the time it wasn't that bad, but looking back is more that regretful sort of, that presence in your head, and you're just thinking to yourself, did I really just waste 6 months of my life? And the answer is yes, probably. But now he's like playing this game, and after getting max again by doing divination, cranking it out, he thinks to himself that I had something to do before, and this is a quote, I had something to do before, but I was too lazy to do it. Now I have nothing to do, and I want to do something. And to be honest, this could be one of those things where it's just like that presence in your head, where it's like, hey, I have so many things to achieve right now, and I want to do a quick flashback and sort of remember my time as being a newbie. Being a newbie, I was scared to use a degradable armor or weapon. You heard me right, I was scared to do it. Now looking back, I'm using Drygors now, and I'm about to get Torva, or I want to get Torva, and like, it's crazy to think about that. But back in the day, I was scared to get Chaotix, and remember, this is a year, 2 years ago, and it's kind of like how I met David. I was into dungeoneering, and I really wanted to do this. I wanted to make this step into my pro mode, and I was going to get Chaotic Rapiers, but the only way to do that was to get a clan, get a good group of kids, and just crank it out. Have fun with that at the same time. And this is how I met David. It was funny too, because it's like I had to like go through an interview to meet David and Jem, and to be honest, guys, thank God for David and me meeting him that day. I make fun of him all the time, but I love the kid so much. David, I love you, man. And I feel bad for making fun of them all the time, but to be honest, I probably am a bully. I'm gonna admit to right now. You know, the first step to figuring out your problem is to admitting it. I am a bully. I like to make fun of people to just like feel better, I guess. But I mean, like, I don't know if it's just jokes, you know, but whatever. I'm a bully. Okay. Anyways, back in the day, like I said, yeah, so cranking out dungeoneering levels, and I was going to make this step to pro mode. However, I had a lot of things to achieve back then. To get Chaotic Rapiers, I was going to then make real serious money. I could do Frost Dragons now. Things were sort of basic in a way. There weren't so many new bosses, and like Virago and KK and all that stuff, and I don't know, I had a sort of vibe to get Herblore. As you guys can see, I'm level 91 right now, and I don't know, but back in the day, there was just something more to the game, something more to like achieving, and right now, I sort of just lost it. Like, I'm not sure if I want to crank out these skills. I don't know what to do, to be honest. But Love sort of recommended me, and I'm gonna play with this and just chew on it for a bit, but take it easy and enjoy the game for what it is, and just like find what you enjoy. Do some slow skills, you know, just enjoy that slowness of life, and just crank out here and there, hang out with your friends. I really do wish that I knew more American people on RuneScape. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why is because of the time frame. They are 6 hours ahead in England. So if there are any like Americans out there who just want to like know someone on RuneScape, let me know. I'd be happy to add you on Skype and everything. But to be honest, like it's hard not to stay up late with your friends all night and stuff like that. I know that the only time I get to do that is with Kyle when he 24-hour streams, but with David it's like at 5 o'clock at 4 o'clock at my time, and 10 o'clock his time, he goes off, and it's like, I really have no one to play with. But anyways, I'm going to end the video with just like shooting out some things that I want to make new videos about. Those things are going to be like the new adventure log update, how that's going to look out, the new bosses. I've heard that there's going to be a new 2H boss. So you guys know, figure this. Every boss that came out within the past month, or the past like 6 months, say, was a dual wielding boss. Now, however, there are going to be 2H bosses. Think about that. That's going to be cool. So anyways, guys, I'm going to end the video there, but recommend things that you want to make me make videos about. I was thinking quest guides and sort of like update guides, but it's kind of like the news channel, you know. If I'm going to make an update guide, it's going to be a sort of like, I don't want to be that news reporter that just copies what every other person says out there when there's a freaking story about like the plane that just disappeared out of freaking nowhere. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that, and tell me what you guys think. Should I just make more podcasts with other people on the channel that have never been on the channel? What is interesting for you guys to listen to for long periods of time other than like live streams? Alright, take it easy, guys. See you guys later.